Hi there. Welcome back to my Christmas markets panel. Welcome to my YouTube studio. It's lovely to have you join me. And if you're new, a very big welcome. And if you're returning, I'm so glad that you have. So I've been playing around with just some bits of fabric, trying to work out what I wanted to do. That's probably the first thing. I've bit the bullet. Never like using Liza Fix to embroider through, but decided that I would. This one's a fairly fine one. Just happened to be what I had in my stash, so that was very handy. And hopefully it won't be too horrible to stitch through, but decided that I needed to protect the fabric. Because I'm using teeny tiny bits, it will fray. And I'll be disappointed if that happens. Trying to overcast fabric that's there's not a lot of space to be stitching, decided that I needed to do that. So yeah, so I finished painting the buildings, kept it fairly similar. I did a little bit of research on what those buildings look like, and they're often the same. They have the same roofing, they have the same walls, and so I thought that was an okay thing to do too. So these bits here are ironed down, and I was just playing with this bit down the bottom here. I'm going to be away for the weekend, and I always like to take a little bit of stitching with me, so thought that this would be perfect to take. And so I'll get started on it, and then I'll have some homework to do before I come back to you. I've decided not to do the shop signs like these ones here. One was cafe, quilt shop. Can't remember that one. I've already ironed over, so I'm not going to do that. I might not even bother putting that one on. I have to think about that. Probably doesn't need it because I've decided to go with a little Merry Christmas. Hopefully you can see that was printed on some fabric. So prior to ironing things down, it just needed to have a little bit of thought process, because some things go under, some things go above. One of the pieces of old fabric that I had in my stash was this piece that there's almost nothing left of it. I've still got very precious bits, but it was doors and fireplaces, and that they've been really handy bits to cut out. I used some of it on my original piece, my Christmas houses, the top panel. So yeah, just wanted to show you where I'm getting those bits and pieces from. Sorry, got an itchy nose. Yeah, so I don't think I need that one because I think this is going to hide, yeah, that sign. And this one here, I've decided, just cut this little bit of holly out, and I thought that I would just put it there as a background, and then I'll embroider over the top of it with holly leaves, because these boxes will have little bits of greenery and berries in it, and I'll put holly embroidery over here. What I want to do across the top of the roof, and I got all these bits, all these threads out, and just was having a bit of a audition. Can't quite decide which one to use, so I thought I'll sit and play auditioning with you. Oh, sorry, just need to, I don't mean to go all the time. This piece here looked like probably a seat out the front of the shop to sit on, and I found this just, random bit of printed something. I can't even remember what it was off, but I thought it looked all right there. There's a little bit of window box as well. So I've put the flies affix on all of these bits. Played with that because I'd already cut them out. So, and I've also decided on probably some lace and some trees. It's really hard when you're doing something this small to have something that's still proportionately correct. But I found this tree, and even though the top of it's gone, I thought it can go somewhere. Can you see? Oh yeah. I'm not sure if it'll go on this side or on the other end. But anyway, they're sitting there waiting for something to happen. And I need to resolve doors and things on this side. So I'm just going to work on this section for today so that I can pack up my embroidery threads and things to do while I'm not here. Always like to have something. I don't know if that's got any flies affix on the back of it, but I might use it for something else. It's there. All right, so the next part is this. I've got these little baubles that'll hang in the window, but I'm just going to move them out the way for a minute, somewhere safe up there. I've found some doors shapes that I'm happy with. This one was just almost perfect. You know, it's a door like that and with that bit of arched window, and I thought, oh yeah, slightly oversized wreath on the door, but anyway, that's all right. So my plan here is to, number one, iron this Christmas message. It's always a bit of a trick, isn't it, to get that paper backing off and still leave the stickiness. No, that didn't do that. I've got my trusty iron right here beside me, on, ready. Just got to make sure everything else is out of the way. I don't iron it in the wrong spot. All right, let's have another go at this, see if I can get it off. Certainly eliminates pins if you're using flies affix, but some of them are quite thick and not in the slightest bit nice to stitch through. All right, this looks like it's stuck well and truly, paper and all. Anyway, I'm getting there. It's always going to be the one that sticks when you turn the video on. All right, this is going to go here, and these little pillars are going to go here. Just don't want to cover up the wording. And this pillar here. So then once I've got it all laid down, I can hit it with the iron. I can move him over a fraction. All fingers and thumbs going on here. So what I'm hoping for it to look like is that, just get some things out the way, the markets are underneath the top buildings. That's kind of what I thought. That one needs to go on first. Hit him with the iron about the way so you don't get ironed in the wrong place. Actually, what I might do is do the doors while I'm at it. And that one there can go in so that when I get to the pillars, they'll be in the right place, because I think the pillars should be at the front. All right, ready, set, go. No, you can get out the way. Oh no, he's probably all right, that one. Oh, do I need that there? Underneath, yes. All right, peel her off for a second. That might need to come down there because that bit of roof, it's not going to matter if it covers it a little bit. Fiddly, fiddly. Fiddly, fiddly. All right, done. I mean, it's not impossible to remove it. If you iron it in the wrong spot, you can remove it. No, didn't want you to flick up in the air, that's for sure. Good. Just very tiny bits, and which is really why I've decided to go with the Vlisafix, because I don't think that I would manage that with pins and needles and threads, because yeah, it's little. I did notice a video of Susanna's advertising her sale on her website of her bits and pieces, and I think if you want to get in and get a panel, now's probably the right time to do it. I'm just going to move that over the doorway a little bit so that I don't block the Merry Christmas. That probably needs to go down. I've got a little bit of Vlisafix here somewhere. I'm not going to catch all of the edge of that, but it will catch the majority of it. Too small. Being silly. So if, like me, you cut bits out and you didn't put the Vlisafix on first, what I use is just a piece of baking paper that will, not stick to won't glue all over your iron. Where did I put it? Oh, I had a bit here. I'll cut a bit off this one. Yeah, I cut those original bits out and then realised that I needed to use the Vlisafix. So if you put a bit of baking paper over the sticky part, it will protect it. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not. If I move it up a little bit, can you see? Just. Wait on, let me move everything up a little bit so you can see it. All right, so this bit of holly I'd already cut out. I've got a little bit of Vlisafix here. It probably doesn't need to be there because it'll get caught under everything else. But what I want to do is protect those little shapes that I had already pre-cut. So this is the way I had to do all of these other little bits that I'd already cut out because, yeah, cut them before I put it on the Vlisafix. Just peel straight off. Handy to do. All right. I'll cut these shapes again, but I'm going to embroider over this. It's just to add a bit of background to my embroidery. Sorry, am I on? Can you see me? I do have a little scrap bowl here because these bits have got sticky on them. So what you don't want to do is have those bits land on your piece of work and then you hit it with the iron and then it sticks to there, and that's not probably what you want to do. And really what I've done with all of this is just raid my fabrics to find little bits pre-printed so that I can, cut them out. And as I said, the hardest part is finding something in proportion. There. All right. Oh, yep, he can go over that. Good. All right. The pillars are in. Done. Done, done. All right, the roof is already pre-visor fixed. And this was the length of fabric that I had, so I had to join it. But what I've done is aimed for it to, for the pattern to match a little bit. Yeah, see that little bit of holly just tucked in under there. And so that's why I was having to really think about what I wanted to put where, when, so that they all sat down in the right order. Okay, done. And I'll probably couch something around there. I haven't quite got to that point yet. But before I do anything else, I am going to iron these bits on, because if I don't, I'll lose them. Simple as that. All right, the roof bits. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I've had lots of nice comments on this little project, so that's lovely. Very nice support for what I'm doing. This is this black line here is the iron off pen, the pen that you can. Sometimes it's just impossible. It's just impossible. Yeah, so they'll line off those black lines. Good. They can all hop in there. And as I said, I'm only doing it now because I'll lose them. They're pre-cut. No, I haven't quite covered that black line. But I think because I'm going to add couch threads, I think it'll be fine. So I've decided on 2 different pillars, one for the bottom layer and one for the top layer. And I think I'm going to go with these little hearts on the top layer. I think they'll look quite cute. The doors are challenging me, but I'm going to, I think what I've decided to do, I've been sorting through some fabrics that I think will be okay. They're mostly greens, not browns, so put that away. I thought green I've got these bits that are pre-cut, but I thought green doors might look quite nice. I've got different prints that could be a little door. Not that one. darker green. I'm going to put the paler ones and the darker one in the middle. All right, a little bit of Flies Fix. I had another bit here somewhere, didn't I? What did I do with it? Oh, bother. Bother. I had it right here ready to go and I've lost it. It's probably on the floor. No, gone. Oh, how annoying. That's weird. It did totally disappear. Crinkling paper, but that's not Flies Fix. All right, I need to cut a little bit more. I've got, some here. Hopefully that's enough for 3 doors. So what I've done, I know that I traced off the pattern, but I can trace this on here. So this is the back of the Flies Fix. My arms are going to move all of those. But I think these doors go under the awning. And I only want the outside of it. Let me see if I turn it over, because that's the way it's going to go. So be careful of that if you're tracing something onto the back of Flies Fix. You just need to doubly check, because when you reverse it, so this is the paper back, and then you'll iron that onto the back of the fabric, the shape will be reversed. So be aware of that. If it's not the same shape, both back and front, you'll need to use your tracing that you did to turn it over. And I did need to do that for something, the roofs. So I had to trace those on normal tracing paper, but back to front, and then iron that onto the back of the fabric the first time. I will admit to tracing them with the fabric going the wrong way. So I traced it and then the hearts were going, so to redo it. No, crazy. Never mind. All right, we'll have one door in this pale green, and just, pick where it's going to make the most sense, because I don't want these great big white things on it. That's just not going to be in the right proportion. Nothing under there. I'm working in extreme circumstances here. I've got bits of stuff everywhere. All right, this is one door. And the frame and the doorknobs can just be done, which I'll do, in embroidery threads. All right, one door, 1, 2, and 3. Good. Sorry. Am I sharing with you, or am I just doing it off to the side? I might have been doing it off to the side. All right. And this one, think about where it's going to make the most sense. Again, not much of this. we'll see. Let's iron it on and check it out as to what it's going to look like. Because if it doesn't look any good, we'll do another one. Probably got something else that I can use. These fabrics with the Santas on them are Lynette Anderson design. She's an Australian designer, designing patchwork and yeah, that's all right with that little bit there. I'm all right with that. Patchwork designs, but her own fabric as well. So, and it's lovely. I've got lots of bits of it because I've made a few of her kits up. All Christmas, kind of like that yellow star. That'll be right in the middle of the door. Good, all right. I can see it through there. So yeah, that's where these sort of fabrics all come from. And because I've made a quilt, I've got these little bits left over. They must have had squares down the side, but I actually thought I had lots left over that I found in my stash, and I thought they might actually make, you know, like the edging. I'll see. We're not at the edging bit yet. We're still at the embellishing bit. But I just wanted to get to this point with you so that I can, yeah, that little star looks quite cute there. And while I probably haven't got it in perfect because I didn't reverse it. Oh, left the paper on that one. It's still working. These bits, no, they definitely needed to be traced back to front so that when you iron it on the flies are fixed on the wrong side of the fabric, turning it over, you'll get the correct shape. But these little doors are obviously all similar in size and shape. So that was handy. Just for the purpose of this. All right, and then I can iron on the next bit of awning. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with the windows yet. They'll definitely have the window frames I'll couch on. I might get to that with you today, I'm not sure. All right, let's do those bits first because they're ready to go. You know, somebody once told me, or I read it somewhere, that it's better not to have the steam on when you're ironing Visifix. Not 100% sure whether it's just got something to do with the steam. Doesn't work so well. It came off so easily. I thought the Visifix hadn't glued to it, but it has. Yeah, see, the awning's just going to cover the very bottom of those doors. But I need to get, yep, that's good. This is obviously too long, so what I'm going to do is trim that. Just because it was a bit scruffy on the edge where it obviously had been ripped in the past. And so, yeah, I just wanted to neaten that up a little bit. Let's just go over that one a bit further. It's not quite the right size, is it? I need to trim it maybe so that it matches a bit better. I just hold it up here. Yep. All right. I'll trim that up to make sure it is the same. It's just going to match up when it goes across. When I have to match in the middle, if it had joined where there was a pole, that would have been handy, but never mind. Oh, that's a very raggy end. Let's get rid of that one too. All right, we match. It's just a bit fluffy on the edge there that I thought it didn't need to look like that. All right, good. Doors. This one's got a nice bit of holly on it. That one can go there. That's just a random bit of nothing. And that one can go there. Have they still got their paper on? Yes. What about that one? It's got nothing on it. All right. As soon as I get these bits done, I'll be able to show you what I'm going to do with that couching. Another door with a little bit holly reef on it. Nice, aren't they? But this was a random bit, and I thought it had a bit of a door shape around it. Yes, it's got a trim. It's probably a mantelpiece, but it's had off that same bit of fabric. But you can see those, you know, there it is fraying while I'm looking at it. Okay, they can go down. And I think any black lines that might still be slightly visible, we'll add a little bit of just shadow. I think they'll still actually look all right. Oh, well, that's good because it looked like the flies are fixed didn't stick to that, and it did. All right, I'm going to put that one up in there. I'm just going to be miserable about it, only because I may need an extra bit of it. I don't know. One there. No, it's not going to be long enough. I just realised there was a bit there, and so I'm going to have to find, which is the very edge of the building. I don't know what I want to put there. I might have to review that situation, and it might not happen today. We'll see. All right, those bits can go down. No. What was I thinking? All right, they're okay to be put down. Because if I'm going to cover those up with something, I'm not having to worry about doing it. You know, it's not going to matter. Oh, this one's still got paper on it. Hearts. I'm just going to come down to there because the roof line just comes down there a bit, and it'll get covered up with something, probably holly or Christmas lights or even some bunting. Who knows, it'll be something. I could probably find, oh, shame, that didn't match. But I want it to go, I realised, under the awning. Cool. All right. There we go. Right, now another little bit of that other one that will match, which is, this is that bit of fabric that I was talking about. It was like a sample end, but it's that red and green one with the red dots on it. So I'll just have a bit of that quickly. I didn't really want to cover the whole thing in Flies-A-Fix, so this has challenged me slightly with the size of it, but I'm managing. And with the baking paper, makes it that bit easier because whatever you don't use doesn't stick to the baking paper, but you know, it leaves it on its, yeah, good. All right, that will do. More than I need, but that's okay. Where did that bit of Flies-A-Fix go? It's not going to be long enough, you know. Bother. Is it? Oh, yes, it is. Good. Oh, goodness, now I've ripped it. Yeah. All right, stick it on there. Bit of baking paper. Sorry, I thought I had myself sorted and organised here, and I don't. I had forgotten about that bit. Oh, I nearly hit it with the iron then. That was lucky. That was lucky. Nearly. Yeah, and then this bit of Flies-A-Fix is still usable. Haven't lost anything. I suppose it's kind of really like similar product baking paper as to what they've you know, backed it with anyway. So I'm just going to trim that little weeny bit off there because I don't want it to glue to my iron and I don't want it to fall on the fabric. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm nearly there. Nearly. Throw that in the bin. Don't think I need that one. Right. It can go like that. Oh yes, he's got to cover the bottom of the doors, doesn't he? And then shame. It just didn't quite make it to cover. And that one there. Oh dear. Oh yes. Thought that was one side that had. Let's iron that bit down first. It's got a bit of a wobble in it, but never mind. I think awning often does, doesn't it? It you know, it sags and bags in places. And now this one. This side is a bit neater. All right, so I just cut through there. It'll just goes a little bit over the outside of the building, but I think it would anyway. Good. All right, that's done. Cool, I can get rid of that iron off where it doesn't need to be. There we go, that's looking pretty good. I'm still got to resolve that because I don't know what I want to put over those, but that's going to be for another day. Okay, back to my roof. I've kind of got this, you know, I don't have a huge amount of this, but I kind of like the look of that one, I think. I think that doesn't like screech at it. These are just random threads that I've got in my stash. Oh yeah, no, not that one. That one is too yellow, so we're not going to go with that one. This one's sort of like a purpley brown colour, which I quite like as well, although might look nice for the window frames because they're very mission brown. When I went for a bit of a hunt on to see what they actually looked like, all right, that's got potential, that one. These things I'll put over here. This one is the preference at the minute. And then I just had this plain one. There's more of it. Oh, well, that one actually almost matches exactly. Maybe that's the one. That's the better one. Yeah. All right, let's use that one. I had this thread to couch it on with. Yep, that'll be all right. All right, needles. Always. I think I might have picked this one just to get started. Gosh, we've got threads and things all over the place now. Good. If I just show you one little roof and then one bit of holly, and then that'll probably do me till I can get a little bit done and come back to you. So I just needed to work out how much I needed, so that way too much. Yeah, all right, let's start with that. I was just measuring it out to do a knot on the back, really. And this thread to couch it on with. I've got a little box of mixed beads here too that I think that they're probably going to look okay for some decorations, because we'll have strings of lights and strings of decorations going across maybe the window, or even under some of the awnings, around the windows. I haven't really made up my mind yet about, I was been looking for little toy shapes. You know, I'd love like a teddy in the window. So I can't find anything that small that looks okay in these little windows. So I'm not sure. They might just end up having to be decorations. I've got something with little gingerbread houses on it. This one here has got a little gingerbread man, but even he's too big. A giant gingerbread man. I think I might have seen one of those in Europe. All right, needle and thread, ready to go to couch. And so I want to keep it on the roof line, not above the roof line, because that way I'm going to be catching the fabric as well as the thread. So if I can just go over it. Oh, look at that. I went straight through the knot. I mean, really? Oh, goodness sakes. This is fraying madly away here. I think I might just get rid of it. I'll probably need to think about the edging sooner rather than later. Good. So, yep, I want to come in on the fabric of the roof and go over it so that I'm kind of protecting everything then. A bit of couching of the thread and not having to make a major production of stitching the roof on. And I've decided to just go straight across. The thread's not a perfect match, but it's pretty good. I mean, really, it's no match at all, but it looks all right together. So you might want to make a feature of it if you're doing something similar here like this. I think I mentioned, did I already say about Susanna's sale? Oh, sometimes I get distracted and stop talking about something. She's got a sale on her website at the minute, and she said there are a few of these panels left if you're interested. You might need to, make a quick decision on it. I'm not sure whether she'll do another reprint. She's done one reprint. They were very popular to start with, but if you're new to seeing them, you might want to make a quick decision on that. I don't know how many she's got. The website is Vintage Blend Studios. I think it's like Big Cartel. If I can find it, I'll add it as a link. But I think if you just put in Vintage Blend Studios, it'll come up. You can find her on YouTube, but you can find her on with her website as well, under the same name. She's got lots of lovely fabrics and trims. There might be other things you see that you like. When we were in Ballarat, I picked up a couple of her packs. They're really nicely done, really nicely presented. Good. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to do there. I'll keep working on that away from you. You've seen how I'm couching it on. But I'm going to leave those things there for a second. Because the other thing that I want to do is, is he just going to lift up a little bit? Is that iron still on? Good. It will do that, lift while you handle it. All right, so what I want to do is some additional holly here. I've got this variegated Wonderfeel Pearl Cotton, a size 8. I'm going to have to go look for some more of this because I really like how it, has this variegation in it. And I'm going to run out. I don't know whether I'll have enough of it to do what I want to do. But anyway, let's just see. Because it's already got that trim on it there, that's going to help. I won't need to fill it up to being, really dense. I'll be able to do it, with some gaps in it. I might pinch this needle, thread it up very easily. And so the way that I did it previously is with little lazy daisies. And just made them go in all which ways, really. So just little tiny weeny ones. And then I'll go back and add some beads for the berries. That bit there just wants to pop up. I'm just going to hit it with the iron again. It might be the paint that it's objecting to, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not going to try and reproduce a holly leaf, but these little tiny weeny lazy detached chain, lazy daisies, whatever you want to call them, I think make quite a nice looking holly leaf, and they're only little, so keeping it small in relation to the size of the roof so that that'll end up looking like a wreath that's been draped over the roof line. And then tiny little beads will help it to look like lights, I think. You could have coloured ones or just red ones or just pearly ones. It'll be your choice. Definitely in Europe, it's over the top. It's a lot of colour, they're very sumptuous in their decorating. There's no skimping and scraping, that's for sure. They don't have a miserable string of lights by themselves. They have lights upon lights upon lights. Cool. All right. Well, I think you've probably seen enough. You know where I'm headed. I'm going to do this all along the roof line. I'm going to couch over the roof line. And then I need to think about couching the awning on as well. And I haven't quite decided if I'd go with a multicoloured. Oh, gosh, I've got bits of fabric everywhere here. I've got this gorgeous one that my friend gave me, and that could look quite nice. It will have some variegation as it goes around, but I think it'll I think it'll work. There'll be places where you don't see it, and that's all right. The doors have got to be stitched on as well. The poles have got to have trim on it as well. These may just be an overstitch. I'm going to have a go at it and see how they go. I don't think I need to couch threads down on there, on the doors. I've got a fine pearl cotton. I wouldn't do a size 8 because I think that's too thick. But whatever. Oh yeah, maybe I will, because this one's quite fine and I think it'll be fine around it. It'll be fine around it. The window frames, no, they might look better with a dark thread. than the same colour thread. I don't think that's going to stand out. This browny purpley one might look quite all right. Almost disappears. It's almost the same colour as what I painted, what I thought looked like timber. All right, I need to go and have a little look for that. So I'll do a little bit more and come back. But this might be the end of this video. I'm not sure how long I've been chitter-chattering away here. So I'll see if I come back for a few minutes, if I get a little bit more done. This sort of treatment will be what goes in here as well around the holly. I need to put the bauble decorations on. That might happen on a few windows. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I hope you're doing really well. We are. All good here. Okay, I'll talk to you again soon. Oh
Bye.
gosh, I didn't realise that I talked for as long as I did before. So this is like 2 minutes, promise, extra. I just wanted to go through those couple of last little things and say goodbye properly. I did couch an outline around the building once I'd done the roofs. I did this one and I actually did that one as well. That I realised that the building itself needed a bit of, lifting up. And so I combined just a brown pearl cotton with that purpley brown one I quite liked. Just gave it a bit of extra. I'm going to go around the windows with this brown one, just so you know, because this is me saying goodbye. And I'll catch you again in the next video. Bye for now.